Hey guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It is never a dull and boring moment in crypto and finance. That is why I love doing daily market updates. Now today, guys, we had the Hinman emails actually being released after 2.5 years. And I haven't gone through them in detail. I've just read brief things coming out of these emails and, correspondence between the SEC officials. It's insane. They are the most corrupt organization I believe I've ever seen. It's wild. And obviously, guys, there's a lot coming out about XRP now not meeting the Howey test requirements to be a security, I should say, an investment contract. So again, XRP is not a security. I've been saying it for a long time on my channel. I'm very, very bullish on it. Anyway, there's obviously a lot going on with Coinbase and Binance as well. I mean, there are updates in relation to that. The SEC is asking for an extended period of time to get back to Coinbase. A judge just refused the SEC to freeze assets on Binance US, which is good as well. You've got banks collapsing as well, selling their commercial real estate properties. And I think this is all coming up to cryptos. It's very I should say a bullish time for cryptocurrencies, in my opinion. But anyway, we're going to go through all of this, guys. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Let's get into it. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, if you are new, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification as well, because as you can see right here, I love documenting my journey with investing with cryptos, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and of course, my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along this incredible journey. Things are getting freaking wild in this space. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through, would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find, ladies and gentlemen, do that, okay? Make sure you give it a good old thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything. It's down there. It's been a long day. All right, so let's get into it, guys. Also, a little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. Now, straight to the community tab, and yes, the Hinman emails. We were waiting for this for so long. Brad Garling has put out some interesting tweets as well. We'll get into all of that in a second, but unmasked the SEC showing obviously an agency more concerned about its own turf than protecting investors. They also show a high-ranking official ignoring explicit internal warnings that he was not following the law. Wild. That was Bill Hinman. Stuart Alderodi, Ripple's attorney, put up a video, and we're going to go, basically play all of that so you can see it. It's freaking insane that he was able to give a speech and literally ignored all of the warnings that he was given about, talking about cryptocurrencies such as XRP, Ethereum, all of these cryptos, and it could have been, potentially affect the market, and he just completely ignored it. Wild. Anyway, altcoins up in my portfolio. Again, I put this up every single day in the Patreon when I'm having my morning coffee. And yes, Nespresso, if you're hearing this, my machine just blew up. Sponsor me. Sponsor my channel for a coffee machine. But anyway, we've got XYO up today as well. Ubix Network, Phantom, Acro, and Internet Computer. That's ICP. Now let's go to Coinspot quickly. And yes, Coinspot is an official partner of the channel as well as OKX. Very, very bullish, guys. I love these exchanges. And again, there are referral links below. If you use the referral links below for Coinspot, you will get $10 in Bitcoin. Now that is for Aussies, because again, I don't think you can access Coinspot anywhere else in the world. But anyway, prices you see here are in Australian dollars. Everything else is set to US dollars. Now, Bitcoin's sitting at $38,000 today. Ethereum's at $2,637. XRP at 75 cents. This is just, for me, I've been getting so many messages about this, like all night. The price hasn't boomed. Chill out. Relax. The full utility of this project has not even been seen yet, okay? And people need to have some patience. All right, 75 cents for me is a great dollar cost averaging opportunity. Again, Ethereum 6 years ago was 97 cents. Patience. Now we've got Cardano at 41 cents as well. Charles Hoskinson is going full tilt at the SEC again, because again, they've labeled this a security. Solana's at $22. Litecoin 116. Very bullish on Litecoin. The halving is happening very soon. We've got Link at $8. We've got XLM at 12 cents. ICP $5. HBAR 7 cents. Very bullish on Hedera. Quant is at 149. You've got VeChain at 2 cents. Boring as F. Not doing anything, to be quite honest with you, but again, I'm bullish on the project. Algorand is at 17 cents. Scrolling down, ladies and gentlemen, we have Theta at 98 cents. I was buying that at $14. Let that one sink in. Axies at $7 as well. I am staking that on Coinspot, earning some nice interest. Excuse me, guys, my ears popped. Anyway, Chiliz is at 10 cents right now. I do have a bot set up with that one as well in the Patreon. Link is below. XDC at 4 cents. IOTA is at 23 cents. And Casper at 5 cents. Now, Pepe, I do have a bot set up in the Patreon. I'm currently sitting on about 300 plus USDT returns so far. They love the bots because they trade 24/7. You don't have to think about it. All you have to do is monitor them. That's why I love them. All the setups are in there. And I'll show you exactly what's going on there as well. Now, let's go to Crypto Bubbles. And yes, the Wall Street Bull University is linked below. This is my official Patreon. Again, it's very bullish. I put up all my buys, my sells, my trades, my indicators, the news. I love talking with everyone in here, which is really bullish as well. More importantly, I love putting up my dividend investments, which provide cash flow every single month. So it's literally a group of investors that are just following what I'm doing. Basically, that's what I'm not putting up any courses or selling any BS. It's literally just me showing what I'm doing. Whether you choose to follow that, it's up to you. It's not financial advice. All right. Now, link is below. Join up to the Patreon, guys. Bullish. Now, on the day, we have BNB, the biggest gainer right here at 4.8% at $247. We've got Injective as well, 3.7% on the day. It's $6 US, by the way. Chainlink, I'm very bullish on Chainlink, 2.7 at $5.39 today, which is really nice. Luna Classic, again, up 3.1%. There is a lot happening with Luna Classic, and yes, Quant is not involved with this anymore. And the burn rate is increasing as well. So again, I'm still holding it. This was like $100 plus US dollar asset. Just saying, back then. Now, ICP as well. This one was a new addition in my portfolio a few months ago, 2.6%, which is really nice as well. Looking to accumulate a little bit more of that one. Shiba Inu as well. Some good buying opportunities again. XDC is at 3 freaking cents. It's unbelievable. Now, people don't understand when things are down like this. They only like to buy when it's up. Don't ask me why. It's just the mentality of the herd. I'm not part of the herd. 5% XRP is down today at 50 cents. Still very bullish on that. And of course, we have some victorious news again. These Hinman emails basically labeling the SEC a bunch of clowns and corrupt bureaucrats and politicians. But in a significant development, the legal dispute between Ripple and blockchain company XRP right now and its on-demand liquidity solution for cross-border transfers and the SEC, the Hinman materials have now been unsealed. Ripple's legal representatives have been asserting the relevance of these documents in the defense against the regulator. Still, XRP prices are below 58 cents, and that's a great thing in my opinion, not financial advice, and tracking lower when writing on June 13th. Basically, while earlier ordering the SEC to unseal the Hinman documents, the US District Judge Torres ruled that the regulator had not clearly shown the materials should be kept private. And you can see here, furthermore, the judge acknowledged that the significant public interest generated by the lawsuit since its filing in 2020. In light of this, she concluded that the release of these documents surpassed the individual interests of the involved parties. Now, the Hinman materials comprise of a compilation of documents from the speech delivered by former SEC Director Bill Hinman. Now, in this speech, Hinman expressed his perspective on for Ethereum, the native cryptocurrency of the Ethereum network, should not be considered a security. However, the SEC had, before this ruling, chosen not to disclose the Hinman materials, asserting their confidential nature. Why? Because they're a bunch of corrupt idiots. And the SEC argues that the verdict favoring their release could set a precedent for revealing internal government communications in legal cases, which is huge. Meanwhile, Ripple lawyers initiated legal proceeding against the SEC, asserting that the regulator's decision to file a lawsuit against the payment company was discriminatory right here and infringed on their First Amendment rights. Anyway, guys, there's some interesting stuff coming out of these emails. I'm sure a lot of you have sat through it and read it. James K. Filan put up the whole Dropbox link, so I'm going to go through it in detail when I get some time, but I've just read brief outtakes of that. And from what I see, basically, XRP does not meet the Howey test, which means it cannot be considered a security or an investment contract, because it's freaking not. I don't understand. This is just, to me, like a complete show, to try and stop Ripple from making moves because of whatever CBDC plan they've got planned in works at the moment. Really, when you think about it. Anyway, of course, we have Charles Hoskinson right here, Cardano refuting SEC allegations, which is huge. I mean, I'm bullish on Cardano. I do hold it. And again, I would like to see this move forward. But in a recent thread, Bill Morgan, legend by the way, explained why the SEC believes that Cardano's native token ADA is a security. He defended the asset, writing that the functionality and marketing a product as is done with the ADA does not equate to selling a security. And the thread caught the attention of Charles Hoskinson himself. He added more arguments in defense of the token, pointing out that ADA was sold in the United States as an original financing was done in Japan with vouchers that were later converted into ADA. In an airdrop in 2017, as previously reported by UTA, the SEC issued lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase, claiming that both platforms were offering ADA as an unregistered security. Very interesting stuff right there. And of course, we've got Stuart Algorand right now, and he's a legend, by the way, calls for a probe into Bill Hinman and his infamous speech. And Algorand is joining a number of high-profile individuals calling for an investigation into the former Securities and Exchange Commission official. I think he should do that. And Ripple's chief legal officer has called for an investigation into the motivations that led the former Securities and Exchange official William Hinman delivering his now infamous speech in 2018. It'd be very interesting to see what happens here. And again, he resigned as the director of corporate finance for whatever reason, probably because he's getting a job in the crypto and blockchain industry. Just saying. Anyway, guys, we've got some updates in relation to Binance and the whole thing, with the cryptos being frozen on there. But the judge rejects the SEC's request to freeze Binance US assets, orders parties to compromise. Interesting. These judges are getting smarter. They really are, and it's really nice. But the court has ordered the SEC to work with Binance on creating a plan that would safeguard assets while allowing the firm to carry out business as usual. And when the SEC sued Binance on the 5th of June, it also requested a total freeze on all Binance.US assets, citing an alleged tendency to commingle customer funds and move them offshore. Granting this request would not have only been devastating to Binance's operations, not to mention overkill since the allegations had not been proven in the slightest. And they would have been also damaged the firm's reputation to the point where Binance.US would have had a hard time getting back on its feet if proven innocent. This is insane. Like, Gary Gensler needs to get the hell out of this space for sure. Really. This is an interesting one, but I know it's not really crypto related, but US banks facing $1.45 trillion in commercial real estate exposure as lenders prepare to sell at a loss. American banks are preparing to sell portions of their commercial real estate debt at a loss, according to a new report. And although most debtors are up to date with payments, banks are looking to clean up their books as Q2 comes close right now. And this is very interesting right here because maybe they're trying to do this to get into the tokenizing their real estate. It's very interesting. That is coming as well. I think just banks are screwed regardless, and they don't want to come to that realization because, again, cryptos are here to stay and they're not going anywhere. Just saying. Now, moving on, guys. Yes, cryptometer.io. This website has a freaking mind of its own, but we've got money going into XRP. You can see there. We've got ICP, Monero. Monero's a lot, like popping its head up a lot. We've got Ethereum. We've got Shiba Inu, Solana. Very, very nice right here. And again, I just want to point out the trading bots on OKX that I'm using. And this is all in the Patreon, by the way. Again, some new positions opened up here. Grid quantities. I mean, there's 250 here. Bitcoin as well, 300 grids right here. This is actually doing quite well, even though it was set up last night. My Pepe bot right here is up 28% to $318. This is on a $6,000 investment, so this is going quite nicely. That is on the Patreon. Join up, guys. Really, really bullish. Now, let's go to Twitter because this is where all the juicy stuff is literally today. It's absolutely insane. I'm trying to get this video done quick. I'm at the Wall Street Bull with a blue check mark. There are fake accounts. Be careful. I am giving this bull ring away when I hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Subscribe. And of course, we've got Brad Garlinghouse coming out today tweeting this. And this is from Stuart Algorand. I want to play you guys this because it's very important.
Gave a high-profile speech.
Listen to this.
Where he declared that a token is not a security.
Sorry, guys.
On June 14th, 2018, then SEC Director of Corporation Finance William Hinman gave a high-profile speech where he declared that a token is not a security when it becomes, quote, sufficiently decentralized. But internal emails and documents show that senior SEC officials repeatedly warned Hinman that his speech wasn't true to the law and would greatly confuse the markets even more than they already were. Now, after more than 2 years and 7 court orders, we can finally share some of what we found in the Hinman speech documents. The SEC head of trading and markets warned Hinman that he was making up factors that, quote, go beyond the typical Howey analysis, as in not in the law, and that the speech could lead to not just confusion, but greater confusion on what is a security. Hinman ignored him.
If the network on which the token or coin is to function is sufficiently decentralized, and the purchasers no longer have a reasonable expectation that a person or a group is going to carry out essential managerial or entrepreneurial efforts, those assets might not represent an investment contract.
The same official told Hinman he should tie his speech, quote, more closely and explicitly to the Howey analysis. Hinman not only ignored him, but deliberately created factors beyond those identified by the Supreme Court in the Howey case.
I wanted to just note a few things. This list is not meant to be exhaustive, but these are things that we look at.
The SEC's own general counsel warned specifically that it's legally irrelevant if someone retains a stake in a token and is motivated to take action to increase its value, and that Hinman should delete it from the speech. And once again, Hinman ignored them and said without any legal support that it was important to ask.
Has that person or group retained a stake or other interest in the digital asset such that it would be motivated to expend efforts to cause an increase in the value of the digital asset?
Both trading and markets and the general counsel also disagreed with Hinman's belief that if a network was sufficiently decentralized, information asymmetries would no longer exist, noting that a network creator would likely have more information than a retail holder, using Vitalik Buterin as an example. They warned Hinman that by creating this, quote, other category and focusing on information asymmetries, he was exposing a regulatory gap that the SEC may not have the jurisdiction to fill. Again, Hinman ignored them.
As the network becomes more truly decentralized, the ability to even to identify a promoter or to make the requisite, and someone that could actually make the requisite disclosures becomes in many cases difficult or and perhaps much less meaningful.
On June 4th, Hinman wrote that he didn't see a, quote, need to regulate Ether as a security, and set up a call with Ethereum's co-founder Vitalik Buterin later that week to, quote, confirm our understanding. On June 11th, the SEC's own general counsel advised against including any direct statement about Ether in the speech, because it would be difficult for the SEC to, quote, take a different position on Ether in the future. The next day, Trading and Markets wrote that the statements about Ether were, quote, likely to create more confusion.
I'm not going to play it all, but this is insane. Like, this is a government regulator we're talking about. But Brad has come out and said basically it's absolutely unconscionable that a regulator, when presented with so much pushback on what he was about to say, how he compiled this fake test in the first place, decided to move forward anyway and throw an entire industry into chaos. For the SEC to sue Chris Larsen and Brad himself personally for allegedly selling unregistered securities when their own division head deliberately created confusion about this, well, I don't have a single polite word to describe this deplorable, politically motivated overreach. Wow, that is freaking huge. It really is. And yes, there are many things going on in the market. That was just the most bullish thing it's just unbelievable. It really is. The SEC needs to just fix their shit. It's out of control. Jim Cramer saying that investors should get out of crypto and Bitcoin. I'm going to freaking keep buying it, to be honest with. There are videos on this, more videos, guys. But I just want to end on this one. But XRP literally does not meet the Howey test. And there are outtakes of the internal emails as well. Here it is right here. I'm going to end up on this because this video is going to go for ages. So based on the above analysis and the subject to qualifications and assumptions set forth herein, we believe, as of the date of this memorandum, that you have reasonable grounds to conclude that XRP does not satisfy all elements of the Howey analysis and therefore is not a security or purposes of federal securities laws. Unbelievable, guys. Absolutely insane. And I'm just waiting for this thing to go freaking parabolic, in my opinion. This is my portfolio. I put this up in the Patreon every single morning. Go join up with that one. And to be honest, these are the banking coins. No freaking brainer, in my opinion. This is where the real money's being placed anyway by institutions. XRP, Makes me even more bullish, guys. It really does. When this thing goes, it's going to go, and it's going to go like that real quick. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for sticking around this long. Make sure you join the Patreon. Follow me on social media. Subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to everyone tomorrow and the community tab and the comments as well, guys. Thank you very much. Enjoy your bullish night. Those Hinman emails, guys. Wow, unbelievable. Anyway, peace out, guys. Bye.